Good morning, everyone, ladies and gentlemen. First of all, I would like to introduce myself. My name is Sadia Orkauri. Now, I'm going to be speaking about the Russia and Ukraine. In my speech, I will discuss the relationship between the Ukraine and Russia. Why was there a war? Why did Russia occupy Ukraine? What was their motive? There is a chance that the two countries will reconcile again and has stopped occupying Ukraine. This is my speech for today. One of the reasons I see why Russia has done this is that they need to protect their country against the threat of Ukraine. Before I move on the next reason why Russia and Ukraine had retention, let's go back the history of these two countries. They are both part of the Soviet Union. According to my research, there are 15 Soviet socialists, but only one Hans Russia Socialist Republic. In 1981, Russia lost control of the former republics close to them, including Ukraine, so Russia valued Ukraine more and Russia did not secede from Ukraine or their movement. In the 9th century, there was a federation that would call Islamic people and it was called Kievan Rus. The name of Kievan Rus notes connection of the two countries. The two cities of Kiev are now capital of the country Ukraine, and the root word of Russia comes from the word Rus. In the 10th and 11th century, this federation was one of the most powerful states in the world, so they were conquered by the Mongols in 13th century. Why did Russia invade Ukraine? The reason was that it started with the USA. Because the USA want to include Ukraine in NATO, but Russia did not want to, not agree to the agreement. So President Vladimir Putin threw off just occupying Ukraine. So the fight between Ukraine and Russia started because of the USA. Russia has told the US that it must make a legally binding guarantee, starting that NATO will not conduct any military activity in Eastern Europe and Ukraine. Putin believes that Ukraine is just a puppet of the West and has never really been a full-fledged state. It also not first time Russia has invaded Ukraine. As in 2014, critics said Putin supported rebels who occupied large part of eastern Ukraine and fought with the Ukraine army. This is something that Moscow denied. There was a rift in Soviet Union, and here also Russia yard was dissolved as an arrow against its former opponent, the North Atlantic Treaty Organization, or as they called it, NATO. In 1994, Russia joined NATO Pairs Program Partnership, and Russia both have an important agreement that only they know. Now, Ukraine is in talks with Russia so that stop the spread at unrest their country. So that's all for my speech. Thank you for listening.